Breaking news for every Social Security recipient, SSI beneficiary, and SSDI recipient in the United States. If you are expecting a payment in March 2026, or if you have heard anything about a new stimulus check, you need to watch this video right now. Do not scroll past this. Do not put it off, because what we are covering today could directly affect when money lands in your account, how much you receive, and what you need to do right now to make sure you do not miss a single dollar. March 2026 is not a normal payment month. There are schedule changes you may not know about. There is confusion spreading online about stimulus checks. And there are millions of seniors, disabled Americans, and low-income recipients who are going to be caught completely off guard if they do not get the right information in time. You work hard. You paid into this system, you depend on these payments, and you deserve to know exactly what is happening, clearly, honestly, and without confusion. So stay right here. We are going to walk through everything step by step. The payment dates, the deposit schedule, the stimulus check question everyone is asking, and exactly what you need to do to protect yourself this month. This is important. Let's get into it. Welcome back to this channel, the place tens of thousands of Social Security recipients, SSI beneficiaries, and SSDI recipients trust every single month to stay informed, stay protected, and stay ahead of changes that affect their financial lives. If you are new here, let me tell you exactly what this channel is about. This is not a channel full of confusing government jargon. This is not a place where we talk over your head or waste your time. This channel exists for one reason: to make sure that you, the people who depend on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI, always know what is coming, when it is coming, and how it affects your daily life. Every month, the Social Security Administration releases payment schedules, policy updates, and announcements that can impact millions of Americans. And every month, that information gets buried in government websites, lost in complicated language, or drowned out by misinformation spreading across social media. Our job is to cut through all of that noise and bring you the truth. Plain, simple, and actionable. If you have not subscribed yet, I want to ask you to do that right now. Just hit that subscribe button below this video. It is free. It takes 2 seconds, and it means that every time there is an update that could affect your benefits, a payment delay, a schedule change, a new policy, a cost of living adjustment, anything, you will be the first to know. You will not have to rely on rumors. You will not have to panic. You will have the facts delivered straight to you. Now, let's talk about March 2026, because there is a lot to cover, and every piece of it matters to you. Understanding the March 2026 Social Security payment schedule. Let's start with the foundation. The Social Security payment schedule for March 2026. Who gets paid, when they get paid, and why the dates are what they are. The Social Security Administration follows a very specific schedule every month. Your payment date is not random. It is determined by your date of birth and the type of benefit you receive. Understanding this system is the first step to knowing exactly when to expect your money in March. Here is how the birthday payment schedule works for retired workers, disabled workers on SSDI, and other Social Security benefit recipients. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your Social Security payment for March 2026 is scheduled for Wednesday, March 12th, 2026. That is the second Wednesday of the month, which is when this group always receives payment. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th of any month, your payment is scheduled for Wednesday, March 19th, 2026. That is the third Wednesday of March. If you were born between the 21st and the 31st of any month, your Social Security payment is scheduled for Wednesday, March 26th, 2026, the fourth Wednesday of the month. Now, there is an important exception that many people forget. And this confusion causes a lot of unnecessary panic every single year. If you have been receiving Social Security benefits since before May 1997, your payment schedule is different. You do not follow the birthday-based Wednesday schedule. Instead, you receive your payment on the 3rd of every month. So for March 2026, your payment date would be Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Write these dates down, put them in your phone, set a reminder. Because knowing your exact payment date means you are never caught off guard, never wondering where your money is, and never making a phone call to the SSA when the answer is simply, it is not your payment day yet. SI payment dates for March 2026, a very important change. Now let's talk about supplemental security income, SSI. And this is where things get very important because the SSI schedule in 2026 has a quirk that catches people off guard every single time it happens. SSI payments are typically issued on the first of every month. Simple enough, right? But here's the problem. When the first falls on a weekend or a federal holiday, the Social Security Administration moves that payment to the last business day of the previous month. This means that for certain months in 2026, SSI recipients may see their payment arrive earlier than expected, which sounds like good news, but it creates real financial planning challenges if you are not prepared for it. For March 2026, the SSI payment is scheduled for Sunday, March 1st. Because March 1st falls on a Sunday, SSI recipients will receive their March payment on Friday, February 27th, 2026, meaning your March money arrives in February. Let that sink in for a moment. Your March SSI payment will hit your bank account, your Direct Express card, or your direct deposit account on Friday, February 27th. Now, here is the critical follow-up to that. Because you received your March payment in February, there will be no SSI deposit on March 1st. Your account will not receive a new SSI payment at the start of March. That payment already came at the end of February. This is not a cut. This is not a reduction. This is not the government taking anything from you. It is simply a calendar shift in the payment schedule. But here is why it matters, and why we talk about it every single time it happens. Imagine you are living on a fixed income. You budget your rent, your groceries, your prescriptions, your utilities, all based on when your check arrives. Now imagine your money shows up 4 days earlier than expected, at the tail end of February. If you are not prepared, you might spend that money thinking you still have your March payment coming. Then March 1st arrives. No deposit. March 5th. No deposit, and the panic sets in. We have heard from so many people in this community who have experienced exactly this. They did not know about the schedule shift. They spent their February SSI payment on February expenses. Then they were blindsided when no payment came on March 1st. That is why this channel exists. That is why we talk about this every single time it happens. So that you are never that person. So that you know when your payment arrives on February 27th, that is your March money. Treat it like March money. Budget it for March expenses. Set it aside if you have to. Do not let the early arrival trick you into spending it twice. SSDI recipients. What March 2026 means for you. For those of you receiving Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, your payment follows the same birthday-based Wednesday schedule we outlined above. So let's recap that quickly. Born the 1st through the 10th, your March SSDI payment arrives March 12th. Born the 11th through the 20th, your payment arrives March 19th. Born the 21st through the 31st, your payment arrives March 26th. And if you have been receiving disability benefits since before May of 1997, you follow the legacy schedule and receive your payment on March 3rd. Now, one thing that is very important for SSDI recipients to understand, especially those of you who also receive SSI as a supplemental benefit, is that you may be receiving 2 separate payments on 2 separate schedules. Your SSDI payment follows the birthday schedule. Your SSI supplement follows the SSI calendar. They are different. They arrive at different times, and they are both counted separately. If you are in this combined SSDI and SSI category, please pay close attention to both schedules. You will want to know when each payment is coming so you can plan accordingly. The stimulus check question. Let's talk about this honestly all right. Now, let's address the topic that I know brought many of you here today. The stimulus check question. You have probably seen headlines. You have probably seen posts on Facebook or videos on YouTube, something about a new stimulus check in 2026, something about extra money coming for Social Security recipients or SSI beneficiaries. And you are wondering, is it real? Is it coming? When will it arrive? I want to talk to you about this honestly and clearly, because you deserve the truth, not false hope, not fear-mongering, and not clickbait. As of the time this script was written, Congress has not passed a new universal stimulus check program for 2026. There is no signed legislation from the president authorizing a new round of direct stimulus payments to all Americans, the way we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 and 2021. However, and this is important, that does not mean there is nothing happening. There are ongoing conversations in Washington about financial relief for low-income Americans, seniors, and disabled individuals. Several proposals have been introduced. Some states have moved forward with their own relief programs. And there are targeted benefit adjustments happening at the federal level that could put more money in your pocket. Let me explain what we know and what is being discussed. The 2026 COLA, the cost of living adjustment for 2026, has already been applied to Social Security and SSI payments. This means your monthly benefit amount is already slightly higher than it was in 2025, reflecting the adjustment for inflation. While this is not a stimulus check, it is real extra money arriving in your Social Security payment every single month. For many recipients, this means an additional $20, $40, $60, or more per month depending on your benefit amount. Over the course of a year, that adds up to real money. State-level stimulus and relief programs. Several states have been rolling out their own relief payments targeted at low-income residents, seniors, and disabled individuals. If you live in a state like California, Colorado, New York, or several others, there may be a state-level payment or tax rebate that you qualify for. These are not federal stimulus checks, but they are real money, and many recipients qualify without even knowing it. We will be covering specific state programs in upcoming videos, so make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss those updates. Third, congressional proposals currently in discussion. There are active conversations in Congress about targeted relief for Social Security and SSI recipients. These proposals include things like one-time bonus payments for seniors, expanded SSI eligibility, and benefit increases for long-term SSDI recipients. None of these have been signed into law as of now, but they are being actively debated. If and when something is passed, we will cover it immediately on this channel. So here is the bottom line on the stimulus check question. Right now, for March 2026, there is no new federal stimulus check that has been authorized for deposit. What you are receiving are your regular Social Security, SSDI, or SSI payments. On the schedule we have already outlined, the COLA increase is already built into those payments. And if you live in a state with its own relief program, you may have additional money coming through separate channels. We will keep watching this closely. The moment something new is signed or confirmed, you will hear about it here first. Do not believe everything you see on social media. Do not send money to anyone claiming they can get you a stimulus check faster. And do not panic based on rumors. Stick to trusted sources. Stick to this channel. And we will get through March 2026 together. Direct express and direct deposit. Making sure your money arrives safely. Let's talk briefly about how your payments arrive, because this is another area where problems can sneak up on people. If you receive your Social Security, SSDI, or SSI payment via direct deposit to your bank account, make sure your banking information on file with the Social Security Administration is current and accurate. If you have recently changed banks, opened a new account, or closed an old one, you need to update your information immediately. Payments sent to a closed or incorrect account can be delayed by days or even weeks while the SSA processes the return and reissues the payment. You can update your direct deposit information by logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov, by calling the SSA at 1-800-772-11213, or by visiting your local Social Security office. If you receive your payment on a Direct Express MasterCard, make sure your card is not expired, damaged, or blocked. If you have not used your card in a long time, it may have been deactivated. Check the expiration date on the front of your card. If it has expired, contact Direct Express at 1-888-741-1115 to request a new card before your March payment is scheduled to arrive. There is nothing more frustrating than your payment being on schedule and your card not working. Take 5 minutes this week to verify everything is in order. Your future self will thank you. Now let's talk about what you should actually do with all of this information. Because knowing the payment dates is only half the battle. The other half is planning and planning well. Mark your payment date on a calendar right now. Do not rely on memory. Do not assume you will remember. Write it down, put it in your phone, set a reminder alert for the day before your payment is expected. This simple step eliminates an enormous amount of unnecessary stress and confusion. If you are an SSI recipient, remember that your March payment arrives on February 27th. This is the single most important financial planning point of this video for SSI recipients. Your March money is coming early. That is good news, but only if you treat it as March money. Do not spend your February 27th deposit on February bills if that is your March budget. Separate it. Set it aside. Label it mentally and practically as your March funds. If possible, consider keeping that payment in your account untouched until March 1st, the date it would normally arrive, and then begin spending it on your March expenses. This one habit can prevent a lot of hardship. Budget for a month with no SSI deposit on the 1st. For SSI recipients, March 2026 will feel like a month with no payment on the 1st. Even though your payment already arrived in February, the 1st of March will come and go with no new deposit. If you have any automatic bill payments, subscriptions, or recurring expenses set to pull from your account around the 1st of March, make sure those funds are already in place from your February 27th deposit. Be cautious about misinformation. We have already talked about the stimulus check situation, but I want to go a step further and give you a real warning. There are people online, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, in your email inbox, who are deliberately spreading false information about stimulus checks and Social Security updates in order to get your attention, your clicks, or worse, your personal information and your money. Do not give your Social Security number, your bank account information, or your Direct Express card number to anyone who contacts you claiming to be from the government, claiming to process stimulus payments, or claiming they can help you get extra money. The real Social Security Administration will never call you and ask for this information. The real government does not process stimulus checks through third-party websites or apps. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Stay skeptical. Stay safe. Know your benefit amount. This might sound basic, but you would be surprised how many people do not know exactly how much their monthly benefit is. With the 2026 COLA adjustment already in effect, your payment amount has changed from what it was at the start of 2025. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov or review your most recent benefit verification letter to confirm your current monthly amount. This helps you budget accurately and also helps you immediately identify if something looks wrong with a future payment. Have a small emergency fund if at all possible. I know this is easier said than done when you are living on a fixed income, but even a small cushion, $50, $100, whatever you can manage, can make a significant difference in months when payment schedules shift. If your payment arrives early in February and you need it to last into March, having even a small reserve means you are not completely without resources during the gap. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to talk to you directly. If you have made it this far in this video, that tells me something important about you. It tells me you take your financial situation seriously. It tells me you are not willing to be left in the dark. It tells me you are the kind of person who wants facts, not rumors, clarity, not confusion. And that is exactly the kind of person this channel was built for. Every single month, the Social Security Administration makes decisions that directly affect your income. Payment schedules shift, benefit amounts change, new policies get quietly announced. And for millions of Americans on fixed incomes, one missed update, one piece of wrong information can mean the difference between paying rent and not paying rent, between buying groceries and going without, between covering a prescription and skipping a dose. That is not an exaggeration. That is real life for tens of millions of people in this country, and they deserve better than to be left scrambling for information. This channel is committed to being the resource you can count on. We watch the SSA website. We track congressional developments. We monitor state-level programs. We talk to experts, and we translate all of it into plain English that you can actually use. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do it right now. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you found this video helpful, share it with someone you know who receives Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. Share it with your neighbor. Share it in your community Facebook group. Share it with your family member who might not know about the February 27th deposit date. You sharing this video could genuinely help someone avoid a financial crisis this month. That matters. You matter. And this community is stronger when we look out for each other. Let's bring everything together so you leave this video with complete clarity. For March 2026, here is what you need to remember. SSI recipients, your March payment will arrive on Friday, February 27th, 2026, because March 1st falls on a Sunday. Treat that money as your March budget. There will be no new SSI deposit on March 1st. Social Security retirement and SSDI recipients, your payment dates in March are March 3rd. If you have been receiving benefits since before May 1997, March 12th if you were born the 1st through the 10th, March 19th if you were born the 11th through the 20th, and March 26th if you were born the 21st through the 31st. On stimulus checks, there is no new federally authorized stimulus check confirmed for March 2026 as of now. The COLA increase is already built into your monthly payments. We are watching for any new developments and will update you the moment something is confirmed. Be very cautious of misinformation. For your protection, verify your direct deposit or direct express information is current, know your correct benefit amount, budget carefully for the early SSI deposit, and never share your personal or banking information with anyone claiming to process government payments. That is March 2026. Clear, simple, and straight from a source you can trust. You have worked for these benefits. You have earned them. And you deserve to receive every single dollar on time, without confusion, without panic, and without being misled. We will be back with more updates as March develops. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and remember, on this channel, you are never alone in navigating the Social Security system. Stay informed, stay protected, and we will see you in the next video.